It's the Unhappy Hour.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way Galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, Kentucky, Louisville to be specific. Welcome to the Unhappy Hour. My name is Brian Engelman. I'm your host, as I have been for the past 9 years. Special thanks to everybody on the Facebook groups who are watching. One group is called Strictly Browns, powered by the Unhappy Hour, and of course the flagship, the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group. Join those groups. Quick point of order, if you would like to support the Unhappy Hour and get a collector's pin, only 100 will ever be made. Minimum $25 donation. $20 of every pin goes directly to our graphic designer who made us the awesome logo and said, hey, just slap it on some merchandise, sell it, and pay me when you have a chance. So this is the chance. 10 of you, 11 of you have already ordered some. So we have about 90 left. Let me know. We are here on draft night, and this is a fantastic time to be alive. Many ways, this is our Super Bowl for Cleveland Browns sports fans. I want to recap everything going on because it's almost our pick. Pick number 1, Joe Burrow. Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, moves from the LSU Tigers to the Cincinnati Bengals. It's fate for this kid. Former Ohio State Buckeye, by the way. Pick number 2, defensive end out of Ohio State. Chase Young goes to the Washington Redskins. Pick number 3, guess what? Used to play at Ohio State. Cornerback Jeff Okudah goes number 3 to the Detroit Lions. Pick number 4, Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia. He's a player I was hoping we were going to have the chance to take. I didn't know he was going to go that high. Kind of unfortunate. I really wanted that guy, but it's all right. We'll see where this goes. Pick number 5, the Miami Dolphins have selected quarterback Tua Tagovailoa out of the University of Alabama. Pick number 6, yep, the Los Angeles Chargers went with quarterback. They got rid of... They've had Phillip Rivers there for a very long time. Rivers is now in Indianapolis, and Justin Herbert will take the reins at pick number 6 with the Los Angeles Chargers. Pick number 7, was it Derek Brown? Defensive tackle out of the University of Auburn. He goes number 7 to the Carolina Panthers. Pick number 8, Isaiah Simmons, outside linebacker out of Clemson. He's a player that I had my eyes on, and it was someone I was kind of getting excited was going to slip to us. It did not happen. That being said, the Cleveland Browns pick number 10. The only thing in between us and destiny is the number 9 pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see who they go with. I want to read your questions. Go to your info. Oh, I'm going to show you some of my gear. Can you see this? It's my Cleveland Brown guy. He's just kind of hanging up. You can't see that. How about this? Look at this. AFC Central Division champion. I know, now we're the AFC North, so we can never win an AFC Central Division again. But remember these days? You remember this? When this was the standard of excellence, this was what was expected out of Cleveland Browns football? Yeah. I remember those days, and I hope we can get back to them soon. Adam says, so if you pass on him, I think you're talking about Becton for some dope that will no longer be an issue soon. I know, the collective bargaining agreement. All right, he's going to be available because the pick is in. C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida, has gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars from Florida to Florida. Browns are on the clock. Browns are on the clock. Ooh. What's going to happen? Calming down. Mm-hmm. Tamara is watching. Wills is offensive tackle. Gotcha. You like that intro? Thanks. Even with the screw up. I know, and I was going to keep the intro, but I flexed at the end. Eric Sherman, how are you? Yes, Tony Corsi says the Jags took C.J. Henderson. I don't think that was a position of need that we were going to go for at the top 10. Eric Sherman. Yeah, we played on some good football teams, Eric Sherman and I. All right, Cleveland Browns are on the clock. I'm here in Louisville. So if this Mekhi Becton player does end up coming to the Cleveland Browns, This is a player that's been on the radar for a long time, and there was that recent screw-up. But he does seem to be the kind of player that has the potential and the talent to be a stalwart for years to come on that offensive line. He's there. He's there. We're number 10, okay? We're number 10. But let's put it this way. Only one offensive tackle has been taken. So unless Thomas was our guy, there's supposed to be about 4 players that we liked. So we'll see. Yeah, Chris is saying the pick was in. That was quick. Their guy was there. Well, hey, when you know what you want, you know what you want, right? Tell me, you're the Cleveland Browns general manager, make your pick. Type it right now. Who do you want? With these players that have been taken and who's left available, 9 players in, you get everybody else. If you're the general manager, who do you pick here? We're all so smart tomorrow. We're always so quick to criticize and judge. Tell me. Speak now. Forever hold your peace. Who would you pick? Joe Thomas had an... Who did Thomas like? He liked... Yeah, Justin Herbert. Wow. It's a new face for the franchise in Los Angeles. Cleveland Browns are on the clock. It says the needs are offensive tackle, wide receiver. They list wide receiver. You know, it's weird that wide receiver is a need for the Browns. Hey! Well then, wait a minute. Did we just take... Yes, we did. Jedrick Wills Jr. Look at that hair. Look at the hair on this dude. Let's tell you all about the Cleveland Browns draft pick. His name is Jedrick. Jedrick. I've never met a Jedrick. I guess that also means I never met a Jedrick I didn't like. Jedrick Wills Jr. is an offensive tackle. He's a junior. 6'4", 312 pounds out of Alabama. 5.05 40-yard dash. What can we learn about this guy? Jedrick Wills Jr. Well, no funny business. I mean, we just stuck with the plan. Jets are on the clock right now. Wow. I like knowing that we're getting an offensive tackle from a powerhouse conference with prototypical size. That is massive for me. Yes, James, we took Wills. Heck yes. Jason Dobson saying smart choice. Yeah, I think so. Sal is saying, I think he was our guy. We can trade back and get our pick of offensive tackle. Wills, I'll take it. Solid pick, says Chris Christophic. Tony says, Wills, baby. Adam was thinking Becton. All right. Let's learn about Wills, huh? Jedrick. Look at the picture. Oh, boy's got some hair, man. That is some serious something. Look, this is smart. This is smart, especially in a draft where you have several offensive tackles that are worthy of a top 5, top 10, top 10, top 15 pick. It's a no-brainer because, they say you're supposed to draft for talent. You take the most talented player as you have them. I understand that, but on the same token, we have 2, count them 2, talented running backs with Kareem Hunt backing up Nick Chubb. We have 2, count them 2, tight ends with talent. And we're talking David Njoku, who has plenty to learn. He's still a very young player, prototypical size and talent. He's shown moments. But we just went out and got Austin Hooper, kind of the tight end prize of the draft. Of free agency, rather. We have 2, count them 2, wide receivers in Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. That is, it's an embarrassment of riches. We have a former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, Baker freaking Mayfield. Had a great rookie campaign, and it was kind of chaos last year. From the coaching staff down to the players, to the injuries, to a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos. I'm not going to pretend that all of that is Baker's fault, but I'm not going to pretend that Baker handled it perfectly either. Plus all the off-the-field stuff with Baker. Let's slow our roll just a little bit. However, that being said, that offense is built to win now. What do you need? What's missing? You're missing the ability to defend. To defend your quarterback, to block for him, to run block, to pass protect, to form a barricade of skill in the trenches. Man, what I would give to have a Joe Thomas in his prime with this offensive lineup. Oh! I mean, wouldn't that be cool? Well, it's not in the cards. However, we got Jedrick Wills, tackle from Alabama. Wills was a 5-star prospect and a top 50 overall recruit in the 2017 class. Expected to play early in his career with Alabama, the 2016 first-team All-State pick from Lexington, Kentucky. All right, so he's local to me. Contributed in 11 games in his first season with the Tide, with 1 start when the team came out in a six-man line against Ole Miss. Wills was competing against veteran Matt Womack at right tackle in 2018 fall practice when Womack went down to an injury. That allowed Wills to start all 15 games that sophomore campaign without looking over his shoulder. His game improved from sturdy to dominant in 2019, and he gained second-team Associated Press All-American and first-team All-SEC accolades while starting all 13 games on the year at his right tackle spot. So that's the question. Do we want him at right tackle? Do we want him, is he going to go to left tackle? We have needs. We don't draft one player and suddenly our team's put together. Wills falls below the height and length norm for tackles, but his quick, well-timed punches and varied approach prevent defenders from finding rush rhythms and using length against him. Agility and body control allow him to handle move-blocking duties successfully, but his leverage and elite transference of power from his hips to his hands provides a big advantage as a body mover at the point of attack. His desire to control each snap occasionally leads to oversets and lunging in an effort to stay ahead of opponents. Wills is one of the most impressive tackles in the draft. He has basketball-caliber foot quickness and the quick hands of a boxer, and all of it is wrapped in a stout, powerful package of bad intentions. Ooh! And all of it is wrapped in a stout, powerful package of bad intentions. I like that write-up. His game is tailor-made for the NFL, and his range of success is from a good starter to an all-pro. His strengths? He's big, he's wide, and he's extremely athletic. Jedrick Wills plays with loose hips, and he's fluid with twitchy feet. He's quick out of the gates to cross-face defenders from the backside. He moves like a tight end in space to adjust to moving targets. He has good flexibility and leverage at the point of attack. He can unlock hips and rips into initial contact with jarring force. He bulldozes down blocks. Follows with his feet to sustain in space. Basketball footwork to mirror athletic rushers. Protects with a locked-in base width. He jabs rushers with either hand and has talent to reset and refire in an instant. He plays with unusual poise against counters. Power, balance, and feet are outstanding in recovery. And he plays with a nasty disposition. So he's got a streak to him. And that was mentioned multiple times in this article thus far. This is from NFL.com talking about the prospects. Jedrick Wills. Woo! There you go. There's our boy going to the New York Jets. Mekhi Becton, tackle Louisville. We're always going to be comparing these two players. You know this. Mekhi Becton, the New York Football Jets, at number 11. We took Jedrick Wills. All right, so the weaknesses for Jedrick Wills, he's shorter than average as a tackle. I would say that's actually a benefit because he's playing with Baker Mayfield, who's shorter than average for a quarterback. He plays too far forward at times as a run blocker. All right, so he's a little too aggressive, a little too on his on the balls of his feet, falling forward, if you will. Will one pop a block over sustaining at times? So instead of hitting and holding and following through and sustaining your block, he'll pop once. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to watch some video now. He can improve centering and controlling zone blocks. He's inconsistent. He has an inconsistent tempo on workup blocks. It's rare to see him latch in and close distance with a hand grip. He has average instincts and recognition against the blitz. Losses in pass protection usually due to overextending. Occasionally beaten by inside moves and spin counters. All right. Jedrick Wills, Alabama from Kentucky, 6'4", 312. He's a junior. On that, Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock at pick number 12, by the way. Let's see if I can find some more information about Jedrick Wills. The new tackle for the Cleveland Browns. Let's see the Draft Network. What do they have to say? Love the hair on this guy. Look at that hair. That's like a troll doll. Date of birth, 1999. Woo. Mark Fulkerson, how are you, sir? Oh, Amber is saying, Bama, woot woot. You're a Bama fan? But aren't you also a Browns fan? Michael, what up, Michael? Mikey was our quarterback when we were undefeated, went to the playoffs in high school. Mikey, why do you think it's a great pick? Why do you like Jedrick Wills? And what did you like most about... How do I ask this question? Michael Hendricks. You played for some pretty good offensive linemen. I'm trying to figure out how to ask. I have 10 questions about this. How do you know that an offensive lineman you're playing with is great? How do you know it? How do you see it? How do you feel it when you're playing the game? Mark Fulkerson, how are you, sir? Yeah, no, surprisingly, no trades yet. John Zonda saying, we got a beast. Now, this is pretty cool. Welcome home, brother. Redskins quarterback Dwayne Haskins tweets to Chase Young. Oh, you know I'm going to be cheering for the Washington Redskins. You know it. Chase Young and Dwayne Haskins? Yes, please. Hey, Timmy. Hey, John. Hey, Tom. Hey, Steve. Smart. Very smart. Why do you think it was smart, Timmy? John is saying, great pick. Dude is a monster. Hey, Timothy. So Sal is saying he thinks we could have traded back and still gotten Wills. Maybe. Or maybe not. Scrolling through the comments here. By the way, tap the thumbs up button. Do the thing. Click the thumbs up. Try to get 100. And then try to get 101. Do we go for another offensive tackle or a safety in the second round? Offensive tackle. You gotta protect Baker and the boys. Offense, 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 offense. Sal, that's what I think. I mean, you only get your quarterback under a favorable contract for a certain amount of time. You cannot ruin or risk the ruin of your quarterback. You just can't. I would be happy if we took seven. If all of our draft picks this year were offensive tackles. Look, I'll be okay if they're all. Oh, look at this. Ooh, look what the Raiders just did. Typical Raider fashion. I'd be fine if we took offensive linemen every draft pick this year. Just stock that cabinet. All right, it's been a minute. Let me do it this way. I'm going to back up and give you a recap of everything going on so far in the NFL draft. Pick number 1, Joe Burrow goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Pick number 2, Chase Young from Ohio State goes to the Washington Redskins. Pick number 3, Jeff Okudah from Ohio State, cornerback, goes to the Detroit Lions. Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle of Georgia, goes to the New York Giants. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback Alabama, goes to the Miami Dolphins. Quarterback out of Oregon, Justin Herbert. Wow. Wow. You knew Burrow was going to go fast. You had a hunch Tua was going to go high. Oh, that injury he sustained, it's just, there's a lot of concern about that. How do you really bounce back from that? I don't know. We'll see. Remember, Zydrunas Ilgauskas was nothing but surgeries for a couple of years, and then he played like a champion for a really long time. Slow, but he was a steady, good force for the Cleveland Cavaliers for a while. Justin Herbert goes pick number 6 to the Los Angeles Chargers. Pick number 7, defensive tackle Derek Brown goes to the Carolina Panthers. Pick number 8, Isaiah Simmons, outside linebacker Clemson, goes to the Arizona Cardinals. C.J. Henderson goes to Florida. He's the cornerback there, staying in his state, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pick number 10, the Cleveland Browns have selected... Wait, where's my other article? There we go. Jedrick Wills. It looks like I want to say Willis every time I look at it, and I've avoided it up until that time. You caught me there. Jedrick Wills Jr., offensive tackle from Alabama, goes to the Browns at number 10. Pick number 11, the other offensive tackle we were all looking at, Mekhi Becton, goes to the New York Football Jets. Now, pick number 12 is interesting. This is the first wide receiver coming off the board. The Raiders do love their wide receivers. And look, they got rid of Amari Cooper. They got rid of Khalil Mack, stockpiled some picks. And here you go. Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver junior, 5'11", 188, out of Alabama. Runs a 4.2, 740. And he's going to be Derek Carr's favorite new target over there. On the clock now, the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they got you pretty close last year. They just ran into a buzzsaw with the Kansas City Chiefs. From the Indianapolis Colts, they have this pick here at number 13. I want to read you another scouting report. Oh, this is cool. Oh, yeah. All right. TheDraftNetwork.com. I have 5 different analyst reports about this guy. Yes! Look at this! All right, this is from Reed. Both of Will's parents were and still are heavily involved in sports. His father, Jedrick Wills Sr., is an assistant women's basketball coach, and his mother, Civvy Wills, is a former highly successful basketball player at Eastern Kentucky between 84 and 87. At Maysville High School, she led the Lady Bulldogs in scoring for 3 consecutive seasons, from 83 to 85. As a 3-year varsity starter, Wills was part of one of the best stretches in program history at Lafayette High School, Kentucky. He helped the program reach back-to-back state championships during his final 2 seasons. The anchor of an offensive front that averaged 454 yards and 42 points a game. Whoa! After heavily leaning towards staying in the state and joining Kentucky, he opted to go another route in the SEC and headed south. He signed with Alabama and became the second signee from the Bluegrass State to sign with the Tide, following the footsteps of running back Damian Harris. Playing in 11 games as a true freshman and starting 1 against Ole Miss, Wills was forced to earn his stripes by starting out in a reserved role. After showing improvements, he manned the right tackle spot for all 15 games during the 2018 season. His growth as a sophomore was evident as he led the team with only allowing 1 sack. I like that. Starting all 13 games during his junior season, he finished his career having started 28 consecutive contests. Hey, I like when our offensive tackles can have consecutive starting game streaks. That worked very well with Joe Thomas. Wills went on to become an Associated Press second-team All-American. The best scheme and fit for him would be man or power blocking. Round projection, early first round. Positives. His power and vertical push. Wills has breathtaking blocks on film and has others that make you sit up in your chair with how much movement he's able to generate. Otherworldly strength levels allow him to engulf and embarrass some defenders on the edge. He not only possesses a powerful initial punch, but he has the strength longevity in order to continue with it throughout the duration of reps. He's rarely ever satisfied with stunning first blows. He has the mentality to continue with it. Wills is quick and aware of his responsibilities. Always seeming confident. By the way, this is the Cleveland Browns offensive tackle we're talking about, Jedrick Wills. Wills is quick and aware of his responsibilities. Always seeming confident in the effects of plays even prior to, he shows the ability to generate a considerable amount of movement to create crater-like holes in defensive structures. I love when I get to edit people's websites. He loves to throw around his wide frame as a run blocker, and even more flavor to an already bruising attack. There's little mercy shown on the first or second levels when he's given a chance. On his finishing mindset, quote, he's a dog. That's the first comment usually mentioned about Wills, the right tackle of the Crimson Tide attack, but he was the punisher among the group. He constantly finishes defenders and felt little remorse once seeing how effective his first blows can be. Wills drives anyone with the opposite colored jersey into the turf and is in no hurry to help them up afterward. He's the living definition of a mauler or a road grader. Oh! Quick feet. He possesses excellent match and mirror ability. Wills keeps upright posture and ready hands prior to contact point arrivals in order to cancel out desiccated avenues that once seemed available to rushers. Desired avenues. Second spell check. Strong hands and quick swats at the opposition send them falling in a moment's notice. Active feet matches busy hands, and he's always ready to attack and react to apparent moves. Now his negatives on Jedrick Wills. Strength trust. Wills will often demonstrate... Yeah, another spelling error. You're losing me, TheDraftNetwork.com. Wills will often demonstrates so much respect and confidence for his strength that he sacrifices his technique as a result. Okay. Low energy and inefficient lower half becomes even worse when solely relying on the benefits of his power. It's easy to see when he plans to take this course of action based on the tempo of his feet out of his stance. For as much of a finisher that Wills has shown to be, he can get a bit relaxed when involved in a back-and-forth battle. It's clear that he's used to so many battles ending quickly that once a part of this type of his foot, It's clear that he's used to so many battles ending quickly that once a part of this type of fight, it can catch him a bit off guard, which results in a brief stoppage. Wide base operation. When attempting to create hard edges to bypass, his stance can become a bit wide, also to the point where he can't execute answer to counter moves that edge rushers execute against him. Wills plays with a much wider than shoulder width platform that creates a way too easy surface for defenders to explore multi-direction moves with little reactionary time for challenge from him. Mental focus. Pre-snap penalties were a frequent problem as he recorded multiple false start fouls. At times, he becomes so eager to maul opponents that he forgets the snap count, and it results in him jumping prior to the snap. All right, that's a dummy attribute. It's all part of a package. There's 100 pros and cons. But when you know the cadence, when you know when the snap of the ball is coming, there's no excuse for you to be the one offside. To be false start, to record a false start. So anyway, pre-snap penalties were a frequent problem. At times, so eager to maul, he forgets a snap count. An easy fix, and one that shouldn't be repeated as he gets more comfortable in the offense. Okay, fine. Projection. There aren't too many prospects that entered the pre-draft process with a hotter stock than Jedrick Wills. Playing only right tackle during his career with the Tide, his development went through the roof from his sophomore to junior seasons. That leap is what made evaluators highly intrigued with his skill set. A junkyard dog mentality carries over as both a run blocker and a pass protector. His awareness and savvy flow throughout all types of situations and games, but it's his mindset that sets him apart from the others in this class. A part of a loaded offensive tackle class, Will's name is right near the top. The jury is still out on whether or not he can transition to left tackle, but at worst, he's a day one starter that can fulfill the requirements on the right side, but he also brings added nastiness immediately to an entire unit. That's some pretty good praise right there for Jedrick Wills. All right, so as I mentioned, Henry Ruggs III has gone from Alabama to the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, here you go. Here's the other guy that we were looking at, Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle, junior, 6'5", 320. This Iowa tackle has now been drafted. A lot of tackles so far. Tristan Wirfs goes to Tampa Bay to protect Tom Terrific. Let me check your comments real quick here. Christopher's watching. Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Mark is watching. What up, Mark? What's this? Tyrod Taylor doesn't last 4 games with the Herbert pick. I feel bad for him. If the Chargers play the Jets in a Thursday night game, he's screwed. LOL. Okay, that's pretty funny. Hey, Jessica, thanks for watching. All right. Let's see what Marino had to say about Jedrick Wills, the Cleveland Browns draft pick, offensive tackle from the University of Alabama. Pros: dominant functional strength that shows up in a big way when run blocking. Generates tremendous movement, and he knows how to maximize his power by rolling his hips through contact. Outstanding ability to find leverage points on his opponents and exploit them. Hands are heavy and his anchor is stout. Does well to fit his hands, and grip strength is unbreakable. Punches with excellent placement and timing. There is no going through him as a bull rusher or condensing his gap when drive blocking. Like the overall blend and posture that he plays with, It leads to good balance and control. Sets a wide base in pass pro and does well to vary his strikes. Footwork and pass protection is polished. Reaches his set points and patiently mirrors. Almost never drawn out of his set, and he stays square at a high level. Frames rushers with ease. Takes good angles releasing into space, and his punch is devastating to second-level defenders in pursuit. Executes with a finisher's mentality, and he fits the mauler, road grader labels. Has tremendous awareness in pass protection, and his overall timing is precise when fulfilling his assignments. This is Brown's offensive tackle, Jedrick Wills from Alabama. Cons. His foot speed is outstanding for his size, but he wins more with technique than springy footwork. Hand carriage has a tendency to get a touch low. Has played exclusively on the right side, and a transition to left tackle, if needed, is an unknown. So that's always something. I mean, we clearly need to have somebody on the left side at left tackle. However, I think we need a right tackle as well. Michael Ray saying, he wanted Mackay. I wanted Mackay too until he tested positive. And that shows me that it just wasn't a smart move. I don't know. It just many millions of dollars on the line, and you can't just keep it together for a minute. That's a problem. Jedrick Wills' best trait is pass protection. His worst trait, wondering if he can play left tackle. Probably, but it's an unknown. Red flags? None. No red flags. That's what I like about this. I want a safe pick. I want somebody that you can just go to bat for, and it's not just going to be a constant train wreck, a circus sideshow of a train wreck. His NFL comparison would be Jason Peters. A 2-year starter for Alabama, Wills enters the NFL with 28 career starts and developed into a polished blocker over his career. Wills is a refined pass blocker with exceptional technique, mobility, power, and body control that makes him a dominant performer in pass protection. As a run blocker, Wills has tremendous functional strength and a mauler's mentality to create vertical push and work angles in the run game. While he's developed wonderfully at right tackle, there is no reason to believe he could not transition to the left side if needed. There's a joke from Mitch Hedberg, one of my favorite comedians. God rest his soul, rest in peace. So happy we got to see him before he passed away. He said, yeah, man, as a comic, people are always coming up to me in Hollywood and saying, hey, man, you're really funny up there on stage. Can you act? Hey, man, I caught your set. You're really funny. Can you write? He said, it's just a strange thing where, imagine you go up to a farmer and say, hey, man, I see you growing lots of great food out here on your farm, doing a wonderful job. But can you cook? They're always wanting you to do something that's related to what you do, but not the thing that you actually do. So when you draft a right tackle and want him to be a left tackle, why? Why not just get a left tackle? There is a difference. I mean, when I played football, I played right defensive end. I played on 2 undefeated teams. I was a backup, so I was the first reserve at defensive end. I played right defensive end, which meant I got their left defensive tackle. And I'll tell you, over the years, I mean, my body, my reflexes, everything was about putting my right arm down, bringing my left arm back, kind of trying to show you a little bit, kind of having it ready here. And when I would come up, I would rip with my left arm, and I would use the shoulder to then make sure that I have my right hand available to get outside containment covered. My job, I had one job. Nothing goes between me. I rip with my left. I keep my right open as the right defensive end. My one job is nothing goes between me and the sideline. As far as I can go, that's my job. So if I were to transition to put my left hand down and rip with my right arm and have to keep left arm for outside containment, it's similar to what I was doing, but I have way less repetitions with it. I'm not as used to it. So, are we drafting a guy and going to ask him to play a different position? If so, I have concerns about that. But if you're going to draft him... Oh, you're a farmer, you say. Well, can you cook? I wonder if I could pull that up. Am I going to put this on YouTube? I might get flagged for a strike. Copyright content. Anyway, back to Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle from Alabama, the number 10 draft pick selected by the Cleveland Browns. Wills is a blue-chip talent and plug-and-play starter in the NFL. He has the upside to become one of the top offensive tackles in the league by year 3. Whoa! All right, I like that. Let's see what Krabs has to say. Unbelievable pass sets. He's an elite pass protector, this Jedrick Wills, the Browns offensive tackle. He's an elite pass protector with the best blend of step cadence, framing, redirection skill, patience, and anchor ability. Quick sets, vertical sets, 45-degree sets, you name it, he can execute at a high level. He's patient with his hands, too. He has effective stab and snatch techniques. Stab and snatch techniques. Length. Plenty of functional length at his disposal, and his ability to sustain blocks after contact is aided by good upper body and hand strength with hands extended away from his frame. He's got the ability to mix up his punches to temper upfield charges and keep defenders guessing on their rush track. Balance. Haven't seen him get crossed up with his feet once. He's got top shelf feet all around and shows a terrific understanding of how to maintain his platform as a blocker. He shows good reactive quickness to recover from body blows and awesome ability to drop the hips and gear down on the second level blocking of linebackers. Hand technique. Biggest area of improvement from 2018, he's got a firm punch and a good strike zone. It's weird. Some of these sports, it's like, are we talking about a pitcher? Are we talking about Bieber? How do you have good strike zone? Hey, David. Hey, everybody. Leave your comments. Tap the like button, the thumbs up, the hearts button, whatever we got. So the hand technique, he has a firm punch and a good strike zone. Although some of his finer moves, upfield club, don't always fully find their mark. Highly encouraged by development here to complement his smooth sets and shows good firmness with the inside hand to protect the B-gap. Hey, Jamie. What do you think about the draft pick of Jedrick Wills from Alabama? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you think we should have went with someone else? Type your comments below. Now, regarding power at point of attack for Jedrick Wills, the offensive tackle of the Cleveland Browns. Better stay low. If he rolls hips on you, it's over. He's crashed defensive linemen off the block on chips before climbing to second level to swallow linebackers and tear holes in 2 levels of the defense. Saw him stack and uproot Derek Brown this season. He's got strong leg drive and core strength to maintain initial positioning and to create the push. Football IQ. He's a finely tuned technician who just so happens to check every prototypical box from a size and athleticism perspective. He's sharp and savvy with mixing up his sets and not letting pass rushers get the same look on too many consecutive rushes. His footwork will allow him to kill many reps before contact is even made. Functional athleticism. It's pretty startling to see him so clean in space. He's got no wasted steps, and that includes on the second level. He takes ambitious angles, too. Have seen him rip across cutoff blocks on 3 Ts from the backside with success. Teams can roll protection away from him and still count off successful blocks on the island. Anchor ability. He's built really dense. Plenty of mass through the lower half and the core to help him provide strength to maintain clean fits. Shows very good range of motion through the hips to keep himself squatted and underneath the pads of the defenders. He'll throw the e-brake and stonewall power rushes. Flexibility. Dynamic range of motion through his lower half. Hip hinge is strong in vertical sets to open for a base of optimal distance as needed, but he's also capable of suddenness with a wide base in short sets or mirroring the rabbit on the edge. His linear coil and explosive drive through the ground is an A+. I like it when our number one draft picks have A+ qualities. Competitive toughness, he likes to chirp. If he blows you off the ball, you're going to hear it after the whistle. Passionate player who shows a great motor and great effort on the screens and backside runs to work down the field and get involved to spring big plays. Functional strength is plug-and-play caliber too. His best trait is the pass sets. Best film, watch him play Auburn, 2019. Worst film, watch him play Clemson, 2018. Red flags, none. Player summary, Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle, Cleveland Browns, is a plug-and-play Pro Bowl caliber offensive tackle in the NFL. Wills has surreal ability as a pass protector. He's violent, he's controlled, he's smooth, and he's smart. Wills plays with a chip on his shoulder and brings the kind of attitude adjustment up front that can make wakes and change the demeanor of an offensive line. Supremely gifted, Wills is especially attractive to teams that push the ball vertically. We are going to do that, as his movement skills allow him to shine on an island in pass protection. All caps, stud. Got a couple more of these reviews I want to tell you about our draft pick, Jedrick Wills, Jr., offensive tackle, Alabama. Recapping what happened after that, pick number 11, Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle, Louisville. He ends up going to the New York Jets. Ruggs, the third wide receiver from Alabama, goes to the Raiders. Wirfs, offensive tackle from Iowa, goes to Tampa Bay, which is smart. If you're going to bring in an old Tom Brady, you better bring in the most talented youngsters. You better get blockers. You better keep that man upright. A couple of picks have come in. This is pick number 14. Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle, senior, 6'5", 324, out of South Carolina. He is going to San Francisco. Just continuing to pile up talent on defense. Oh, Bosa, Kinlaw, go down the list. There's a lot of talent there. And then over here, this is an interesting one. Jerry Jeudy. (6'1", 193 pounds out of Alabama. This wide receiver has been drafted at pick number 15 by the Denver Broncos. On the clock now, the Atlanta Falcons. Following that, you got the Cowboys and you got the Dolphins. Tell me what you think about our draft pick. Tap the like button, the thumbs up, do the thing, tap the thing. Jedrick Wills. I continue. This is on the draftnetwork.com. I'm going to read you what Solik had to say as an analyst report on footwork. Jedrick Wills, Browns offensive tackle out of Alabama. He's a special player. He draws the arc the same way each time and is always tethered to the ground. His feet are active but patient. He's always resetting to establish his frame with falling out of balance or losing ground towards the quarterback. Executes a variety of sets on film with explosiveness and balance. Extremely quiet upper half with excellent ankle flexibility to settle his weight and increase the surface area of his base. Pass protection technique. He's an extremely effective mirror player who can activate independent hands across the arc and carry rushers where they want to go. Excellent patience letting opponents come to him, then ripping through their chest with a powerful punch to break their base and stymie their momentum. Everybody's talking about that. He has patience, letting opponents come to him, and then he rips through their chest with a powerful punch. He's just punching these guys. I think every report that I've been reading has talked about the punch. I might relocate upstairs, folks. I guess I'm a little loud. Put some insulation up here. Got this new old house and putting it into a studio. Can I show you the studio? This is a dark room. The guy was a photo developer. Turned into a studio, except it's right below the bedroom. People are sleeping. So he rips through the chest with a powerful punch to break their base and stymie their momentum. Breaks contact well with snatches and clubs and shows the ability to reset his hands inside when he loses his chest. On Jedrick Will's run blocking technique, he got himself some bowling ball-like ability in the trenches. Ability to coil and uncoil his hips is rare and allows him to explode through contact with a ton of force. Not the longest dude, but that helps him keep his elbows and wrists compact into his frame so that he can punch and create displacement. Duck-footed with great flexibility to walk power through his target and roll defenders into the next level. Quickness. He's quick as a bunny out there. Extremely light on his feet, and his best trait is how he's always ready to plant, redirect, react, and redirect again. Recovery athleticism on an island allows him to respond to counters and take rushers where they want to go. Climbs to the second level with great gallop technique to win angles while keeping himself in a body positioning to deliver and sustain contact. Hang on. I'm going to wrap this up, and I think I'll go live a second time, go upstairs to the other office, the other studio. But I want to get through this part, all right? So I got about 5 minutes. Climbs to the second level with great gallop technique to win angles while keeping himself in a body positioning to deliver and sustain contact. Jedrick Will's flexibility. Ooh, baby, I think he's a unique athlete in this regard. Ability to retain quality kick-step alignment in his feet is largely a product of the flexibility in his ankles and knees. Drive catch is extremely explosive, yet he somehow remains tethered to the ground. Hip coil and uncoil is elite and allows him to wallop with power despite not carrying the most mass. Explosiveness numbers illustrate elite ability to shoot. Balance. Love the way he builds his house and frames rushers. Takes outside rushers all the way beyond the corner just with his body positioning alone, and is always ready and able to work to the inside counter. No waist bending tendencies at all with good punches to keep his back arched and under control. Extreme flexibility allows him to recover when his base is broken, and he regularly re-anchors and fights himself back into plays. Upper body strength. The young man's got some pop to him. Whew. He's fun and a half when he gets a clean punch. Able to activate hands independently and immediately displaces rushers with good location and great power in a phone booth. Has quality grip strength and power through his wrists to lock his engagement and control opponents in the running game. Lower body power. Popping his hips from the ground up is unbelievable at times. He can separate man from ground in the running game when he gets a good first step off the ball and finds his chest plate off his opponent. Has good drive and engageability in the first and second level to sustain blocks and roll through contact. Violence. He plays with apparent and visceral distaste for his opponent. Quality finishes and pass protection come as the result of hand usage, lower body power, and rush recognition to kill rushes, generate grip, and uproot opponents and put them in the dirt. Will crash into double teams with bad intentions and flat back opponents on his way to the second level. Hilarious to watch him pick on opponents when he's in the zone. So he's a bully. Ooh. Interesting. Player comparison, Trent Williams. We were talking about trading for that 30-year-old head case. I'm glad we didn't. We still might, but whatever. Worst trait is his upper body strength. Best trait is his footwork, his round grade. He's blue chip. Summary: Jedrick Wills is a blue chip offensive tackle prospect and belongs in the conversation of other elite tackles to have declared in the past decade. Ooh, okay, that's nice. Wills' blend of lower body flexibility, reactive quickness, lower body power, and grip strength, make him nigh on impossible to get beyond when he's operating on an island. But it's the pro-level footwork and framing that allows him to get to a variety of sets and regularly dictate the rep of pass protection to his opponent. Wills is a scheme agnostic. He is scheme agnostic because of his athletic ability and football IQ. With his hot motor and ascending play, he has a Pro Bowl ceiling with an all-pro potential. Wills deserves to be the first offensive tackle taken off the board in this tremendous tackle class. Ooh. Read that again. Wills deserves to be the first tackle off the board in a tremendous offensive tackle class. All right. That's a good one from Solik. Final analyst report from Harris, and we'll wrap this up. I'll kind of go upstairs. We'll continue through the first round real quick. Who has drafted now? Okay, there you go. The Atlanta Falcons have taken cornerback from Clemson, A.J. Terrell. At pick number 16, you have the Cowboys on the clock now. Final analyst report from Harris. This is Jedrick aligns at right tackle for the Tide offense. He displays sufficient overall athleticism for the position. In the run game, he's good, although he has a few instances where he's late off the ball. He has an excellent run game anchor and will strike you. He does an excellent job with his technique and hand placement. He shows his competitiveness as a nasty finisher in the run game. He has very good power demonstrated with his very good block temperament. He comes off the ball with a good pad level and leverage and is very good at the point of attack. He is a good communicator up front when the front shifts, and he does a very good job on combo blocks. I think they need to find some synonyms for the word good. He struggles to get off the block on the backside due to his lack of good athleticism, quickness, and agility. Also, when a defender is shaded to his inside eye, he has many instances of not getting his body in the right position. He does well as a positional blocker to wall off the defender. In the passing game, he's good. He has sufficient initial quickness out of his stance. However, he makes up for any area that he lacks with excellent technique. He demonstrates good balance, good body control, and is rarely on the ground. He also shows excellent football IQ and anticipatory instincts as he easily recognizes twists and games. When a more agile rusher has countered or used his second move on the inside, Wills has instances of struggling to redirect laterally. Elite rushers who are better athletes threaten to give him issues. However, his excellent technique, competitiveness, and football IQ often helps him to win his one-on-one matchup on the perimeter. He has an excellent anchor while in his short set, and he's very difficult to bull rush. He has very explosive punch, and he appears to have at least sufficient length on the perimeter. In the NFL, he's a starting right tackle with true positional flexibility to kick inside to guard. He has the intellect, competitiveness, and technique to play left tackle in a pinch. However, I do not believe his skill set is ideally suited here. He plays in an offense with pro concepts already and will have no issues with adaptability in the NFL. This is Browns offensive tackle Jedrick Wills from Alabama joining the Cleveland Browns. Check out his hair, man. All right, so with the Dallas Cowboys on the clock, I'm going to press pause. I'm going to reset, change locations, and head upstairs. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be right back, okay? Love you guys.
The kid out of Louisville.
The Unhappy Hour on TheNewAmericanMedia.com.